Hello and welcome back to this channel where Jesus is King and God gets all the glory. I wanted to get on here this morning because last night was rough. Rough. I don't know if you're going through changes or a transition or something is completely uprooting your life, but I just want to encourage you because you are not alone. Last night I got up around midnight, which is usually prayer time for me, and I started praying and I had no words, and I asked Holy Spirit, I said, can you just pray for me, because I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to pray for. And I stayed up till about 4 in the morning, and I'm dog sitting and I knew he was gonna get up at 6:30, and I just felt so defeated. I just felt so terrible. Like my daughter and I are in this new place and in this new space, and there's like friction, and she's been gone for a month, and then there's the normal like adjustment for when she comes back from being away, and now it's in a new place, and I just felt so terrible. I felt so terrible. And so I'm praying, and I'm praying over my relationship with my daughter, and all of a sudden she wakes up, and I hear her going to the bathroom, and I ask her if she's okay. She says yes, I'm just going to the bathroom. And my door and her door are right next to each other. So she comes back and she says, Mommy, can I sleep with you? And I'm like, no. And then of course I'm like, yes you can, of course you can. I always hesitate, like I'm not teaching her how to be independent, and I'm like, this is a new place, we're having a little bit of a rough time, so we need cuddles. So she comes and she tells me her dream, and in her dream she says that we're on a plane, and there's a bunch of people that we're not really close with on this plane, but there are children who are driving the plane. And I asked God to interpret the dream, and we're in this new place that we don't know much about, much like a child. And she said it was a bad dream, and that she woke up with that falling feeling. And she was like, that's when I woke up and I went to the bathroom and then I came here. And I said, actually, I was praying to God about our relationship and how I want to be close to you. And that's when you woke up. And I told her, what if your nightmare was just to wake you up so that you could meet Mommy here in bed while I'm praying for us, so that Mommy can get confirmation that God is with us? And she was like, yeah, that's good. She's like, yeah, that makes sense. And it was such a metaphor for what I'm going through, where it seems like there's a bunch of kids flying my plane and I have no idea where I'm going. And it's a little bit scary because I don't know. And there are a bunch of people around me that don't really have similar interests on my plane. And I guess I'm afraid. At some point, it's fear, really. The lack of trust, the lack of faith makes way for fear. But the fact that she woke up and that we were able to talk, and that and God always uses my kid. God always uses my kid, like all the time. It's so cool. And she's like, Mommy, I've seen you, and you're trying to make everything so perfect, but you're forgetting to have fun. You're supposed to have fun. I'm like, yeah, you're right, because before she came, I was like cleaning and organizing and decorating and making sure everything was great for her for when she comes. And now she's here, and I'm still like, I gotta clean, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I'm like, you're right, it's burning me out. She's like, yeah, I have to enjoy too. And I'm like, you're so right, kid. So I don't know what you're going through. I don't even know what I'm going through, to tell you the truth. It's not bad. It's just unknown. And that's where growth is. When we don't understand and we don't see God's full plan, because not only are we going to grow in our faith with God, knowing that He has good plans for us, plans to prosper us and give us a future, but this discomfort is because this old person that I used to be doesn't exist anymore. And I keep trying to like slip in to this old way of doing things, and I can't, because everything is brand new. So it requires me to be brand new. So last night while I was awake, I always open my Bible and ask questions. I'm like, where are you? What does this mean? Speak to me now. And I opened to the book of Esther. Esther was the first book I ever read in the Bible almost 4 years ago when I started this journey. And it's all about this beautiful woman who replaced a queen who was defiant to her king, and in finding favor with the people around her was exalted to a position where she saved her people, where she saved the Jews all over the kingdom of Persia. And it required a lot of resilience on her part and a lot of sacrifice and patience. And so I think I'm in that place of Esther, of doing all of these things, trying to find favor. And not necessarily from just the people around me, but from God. You know, for God to redeem me. And it's a beautiful story, and it's one of my favorite stories. And then at the end of Esther, Job starts, the book of Job, which is such a rough book if you're going through trials and tribulations. Job had nothing but bad news after bad news after bad news, and he was righteous in the eyes of the Lord. He did everything right. But God told Satan, go ahead, tempt him. Tempt my servant Job, and you'll see he's faithful. He gave him boils, killed his children, took his livestock, took his fortune. Even his wife was like, just kill yourself, honestly, because clearly you've done something wrong. His friends around him too were saying, clearly you've done something wrong, that God is punishing you by taking away all the things that you had. And he didn't. Actually, he didn't. He was upright. And then what happened? He endured. He never cursed God. And God gave him double portion of what he lost. So I found it really interesting that first I'm reading about a woman's perseverance and resilience when it comes to being submissive. And then I read about Job, who started from zero, who was very close to death. That's where I'm at. This is my Job season, where everything is taken away from me. Oh my gosh. But we will not let it ruin our day. We will still sip a cappuccino. There's a wonderful coffee machine here that froths the milk, and it makes me very happy. And I will not let the enemy take away my joy, because life is still good. Because, okay, I don't have a job. And I don't really want one, to tell you. Like, if I could just do this, that'd be fine. But I need a job. School's gonna start soon, and I don't think I'm gonna start working until school starts, because I think God's like, you got enough going on, just give it a minute. You got 2 more weeks, relax. So in the meantime, I'm gonna learn how to make biscuits from scratch. Got the butter chilling in the freezer as we speak. And I want to make some bread. I have a small Dutch oven that's just enough for a nice little loaf of bread. And I'm going to make more videos encouraging others, because I know I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm just the only one that talks about it, because I have no shame. I mean, I'm still like, life is still wonderful. Life is still great. I still have a blessed life. Actually, one last thing. Yesterday, when I was walking the dog, actually, we weren't even walking. We had just left the house. A dog came. I was telling my dog, sit. And he was sitting. He was such a good boy. And this other dog came close. And the owner was like, "Does your dog bite?" And I said, "No, my dog does not bite. Because I have never seen my dog bite." And guess what? My dog was sitting. Good boy, good boy. And all of a sudden, there was a flinch. And a fight broke out. And there was blood. And it just all over the place. And I felt so terrible. I felt so bad. Because my dog barks at absolutely everything. Like everything. And he's suspicious about absolutely everything. But his owner never told me that he bites. And I never seen him bite. But my dog was bleeding. Like a little nick in the back of the neck. And I felt so bad for my dog. I was like, "Oh, you're just such a good boy. You're such a good boy. I'm so sorry." And right then and there, I realized that I gotta let this dog see. I had a dog, Ronan, 12 years, best dog in the world. Ronan was a lot like me, obviously, because I was his owner. And if you didn't f with me, you didn't f with him. And he wasn't the type of dog to bark at you. He would just be like, "Get away from me," and he would let you know, like, "I'm not effing with you. Don't f with me." So I've never had a snappy dog. I've never had a reactive dog. I've always had very chill dogs. I've had two. I've always had very chill dog. And God right there was telling me, "You see him? He's just like his father." A lot of snappiness, a lot of trust. And I'm like, "Really, God? You're gonna use this to teach me about this man?" This poor dog had to bleed for you to teach me. I felt so bad. I felt so terrible. Like, I guess that's what added to the spiral. But God can use anything and everything. And what's crazy is I didn't want to walk him. He was begging me. This dog was begging me to walk him. And I'm like, "It's too early. The sun hasn't even set. I usually walk you at night." No. But I went against my better judgment. And that is such a foreshadowing of this relationship with this dog. But yeah, I hope this blesses someone. Let's be present. Let's enjoy the little things, the little cafecitos in the morning. Oh, with this, look at this china that I found for free, because God is amazing. Got the whole set of like 12 place settings. And the cup is so pretty. It's so beautiful. And I got the creamer thing, and it's just for free. For free. But yeah, I hope someone just loves you. I love you. Bye.